Good morning. Let's talk about blackberries and rhubarb. Alright, I'm standing in front of my blackberries, which have become an absolute thicket. Now, you have to remember, I bought one bush. I bought it at Aldi's. Just an inexpensive, I spent $3. I had a friend bring me 2 bushes he dug up out of his yard because he had neighbors behind him that had had blackberries, and they had managed to go over the fence and they had managed to start developing in his yard. So here's what I want to tell you. Blackberries, if the runners, the canes, if they touch the ground and stay there, it'll develop a new little plant right there. So if you got a really nice blackberry bush, you really like it, you can take those canes and tip them into little pots or tip it into the soil next to the original bush and have a second one just like the first one. Also, the roots will pop up here and there and create another one. So this mass of blackberries, and they're just full of underdeveloped fruit right now, that's all from a $2 investment and a buddy. Okay? So, you know, a lot of people do a beautiful job of trellising up all the vines, all the canes, and keeping them all pruned just pretty, and that's wonderful, and I don't have a problem with that. Years ago, I lived in a little house that I rented, that out in along the alley, there was a little clump, just roughly the size of this, just a clump of blackberries. And it was enough I was able to go out and pick blackberries one day and make a nice big cobbler. So that was my desire with this. I didn't want to spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, but I wanted to take a little piece of yard, this one right by my garage, throw in a few bushes, and end up with a nice clump of berries that a couple times a year maybe I can make some jam. Maybe I can do something with it. So it's been real successful so far, and I'm happy with it. So that's the deal with blackberries. They're tough. You can't kill them. They keep coming back, and they multiply. So you plant them. You either have a spot that I don't care if they multiply, I really want a clump, or you have to go through a lot of work, make very rigorous, and keep them just exactly where you want them. So that's the whole game, folks. Blackberries are great stuff. They're easy to grow. You can't beat them. Now, this brings me to my second topic, and that's the rhubarb. Now, I want to show you something. I just pulled these off my plants. This is thousands of rhubarb seeds. Just literally thousands, okay? And I didn't even pull all the seed heads. There's a couple of more that some had already fallen off and they weren't as good. And I'm putting these in my garage so that they'll dry and they won't fall in the garden. But basically this is it. I've never done this, but if you'd like to grow some of this from seed, this is Victoria rhubarb. The stalks are green and red, but it seems to be a prolific species, a prolific kind. If you want to try this, this is totally be fun. Take 2 envelopes. Take one envelope, put your address on it, put a stamp on it. Fold it up, put it inside the second envelope. Then go to Messenger. Go to Messenger Type in my name, just like it appears on the channel. Type in my name and tell me you want some rhubarb seeds. I'll give you my address. Then you send me that envelope that's got your envelope inside it. And I'll pull off a dozen or so handful of rhubarb seeds, put it inside of that envelope, and I'll throw it in the mail. Absolutely free. It'll be a lot of fun. I hope a few people do it. And then, you know, please send me pictures. If it sprouts, if it becomes something, this would be fun. All right, that's exactly all I got going on rhubarb. It seemed like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but darned if I remember. I'm still in the throes of tons of overtime, and so it's been difficult to keep up this year. But if you want to chime in, tell me, you know, what do you want to know more about? What do you want to see? The garden in places is doing real good this year, and in places not so much. The buckets are going great guns. So, you know, let me know. Next week I'll do a little bigger video, and I'm running 1 week ahead because that's the only way I can keep going with the overtime schedule the way it is. So the video I released this weekend, I did the weekend before. So y'all have a quality day, and I hope you send for some rhubarb seeds. I'd love to give them to people. And grow some blackberries. You know, it's like a weed. You can't kill it. And then you come up with a nice healthy berry that's great for jam, great for jellies, good for cobblers and so forth. You can't lose. All right, have a quality day.